Okay, there. Okay, so in 1983, it just left Virgo. She's got the Venus in Virgo life, but it goes over the sun and then back into Leo. So she's going to have a determination to do what she wants. She's going to have a strong sense of her purpose or her will or what it gets energized by the sun. Okay, which is probably a good thing from where it was starting from. There's probably better enforcements of finding herself rather than relying on the circumstances around her when she was born. Anyways, by 1999, it goes direct. And as it goes direct, that's August 1999. Now she's, sorry, I get a date time, 75, 25, 24 years old. It turns around. So the first half of her life, her emotions were backing up. So she had to back up to find something she liked or something worth going for, something like it build up in a proud attitude in the Leo element of Venus, and I'm doing something, I'm getting what I want, or maybe it's just making her own money and enjoying what she's doing. Like, I mean, it's not going to be what parents want, but it's just so it backs up into the Leo, and she gets the energizing of the Leo on the Venus, the pride, the playfulness, the creativeness around it, a bit of drama, maybe a bit of vanity, but here it is. It's I, me, and here's what I want. Here's what I like. So it backs up to 1999, hits the retrograde. So all of that was reacting to the way she grew up. 99, it turned around. She had to back up to something. And then she kind of went back as far as she had to by 1999 and started moving forward. The Venus started moving forward. Move forward again until it goes into Virgo again. And that's in 2014. So it's gone back into Virgo 5 years ago. And it comes back to conjunct this, let's see, it comes back and conjuncts the sun in 2018. So the Venus has gone back over the sun, backs up, goes forward, hits the sun again. So there's a strong importance on what I value, what I want, what I need, what's important. And if I'm not mistaken, her parents are in different countries, and I think she went back to work with one of the parents or something while this is going back to touch some of these things. But this is the Venus going to sun, what's important. And then it moves forward, and in 2022, it's going to conjunct the Venus. So that's when Venus comes back to its starting point. But from there, it starts moving forward. It starts moving forward into connected in this world to where it's moving forward. Okay, but the first thing it's going to do in 2028, so 2020, it starts conjuncts Venus in 2022, that's in 3 years. And then by 2028 now, so 2022, by 2018, now she's taking the astrology class. Okay, she's refining and working on her astrology and other things in her life. So like this is, I think that's a really good, strong sign for having good values around astrology or seeing its insight. And all of that is going to work out in the 8th house of what's trust, what's work, what am I doing, where are we going to go, and how am I going to use this, or what do I want to do. It's got to come in her own style for sure. But by 22, it goes back into Virgo, and by 28, it's moved up, and it's squaring the Venus, it's squaring the Neptune. It moves up to the square, it moves up into Virgo and starts squaring the Neptune, or squares the Mars and then the Neptune. Yeah, I don't have it marked here. I should have. Okay, it squares the Mars and then the Neptune. So 25 squares the Mars. Now, when Venus squares the Mars, there's a bit of pushing a little stronger for what you want. There's a bit of having to prove something, do something. It makes Venus a little bit more rowdy. Or wanting, but there's certainly, it could be a guy in her life, it could be something that just it could be doing business or something, but that's the Mars effect coming in. And then the Neptune is going to be confusion. So this is still, that could be a confused relationship, it can be confusion with money, it can be, but in herself she's not sure what she wants. So the Neptune's going forward, she's not sure if this is it or that's it. So this is in 2020, that's 2028. And you got to figure, that's January, this is July 2020, so you know it's the whole of 2028, at least 6-7 months before and after, while it's moving to a degree of that. and then it's going to move forward, but then it's going through the 8th house of trust. So there's some issues that she has to deal with and get beyond. And then once she gets beyond that, 2044, the next big aspect, 2044, it conjuncts Mercury. So when Venus comes up in Virgo, conjuncting Mercury with its rules, she knows what she wants and she's going to be able to write or talk about it or communicate about it. But all of her Venus, like her sun, moves up to the midheaven. Her Venus is moving up to midheaven. Her energy is moving up to proving things out in the world. It's not to go be the hermit. It's working out to solve puzzles, what one can do, what can be done, where things can go. And her values are just evolving along these lines. But this is the emotion. So this is the emotions, the little girl, of the woman, of the desires, the lust, the passions, the things come up, and you're going to see the waves. So you can't exactly know, oh, when Venus hits Neptune, it's likely to be a codependent relationship or an aloneness or wondering, should it be this person, should it be that person? But it's got Neptune there, so there's a puzzle inside. But if someone holds steady through that, then it gets stable after that. So there's a strong need with the Sun, Venus, and the 8th house to do things meaningful, to have social conscience, that's the 8th house, and to make a stamp that's her special impression. So with her learning the astrology while it's projection, because it conjuncts her sun, it's going to conjunct her Venus. I think she's got a book or a movie or something to put together that has social significance about the implications of these things. And then that's going to start moving on. Because it squares Neptune, that may be puzzles around money around it, but it's still part of her building up her confidence till it gets up to Venus on the Mercury. In the Virgo, and then it builds up, it goes forward into the midheaven, goes forward from there, goes into Libra. It will conjunct the Pluto. It'll be a reality check. It will come up. It'll square it'll oppose the Moon, square Saturn, and then it won't quite get up to midheaven. So these are things as you age and what's going on and how you're evaluating. But it's certainly a current underneath everything. So I wanted to take the examples just so we're just talking about them and making them more familiar. So that just approaching it. So your first approach, okay, the first approach of going at sample 6, here we go. You get the first impression, you have your common sense logic, but that's like, this is what we're talking about. But when it's somebody's chart and you're talking to them, you find it, oh, that went on there, and you have to think, oh my goodness, it was that. And you have to reflect on it. You say, well, that probably, you have to reflect on it for a while and come in and say, oh, well, that probably implies, therefore it's leading to this. And you can begin to make these connections. Because progressions, they're sort of evasively there, but they're personally, intimately there. And just gotta get, I saw the Venus, I saw where the Venus would go. I don't know what it means, but if I'm talking to her in a constellation, I would have that in the back of my mind. So I'm working through and realizing that's going on. And when we start to ask about those things, boom, I got the transits to Venus, I got the Venus in the natal chart, and I've got the progressions going on. I have three layers of information to relate around what's going on in her life, around what she wants, where she's going, what she doesn't want, what she hates, what she loves, all these things. It can affect relationships, career, affect the choices that you're making in your life. So, okay, July 25th, this is the Leo, another Leo. And Mercury in Leo, the Venus is another Venus in Virgo. Okay, so, and you see from this Venus, it's going to go forward, it's going to go retrograde, it's going to go direct, it's going to come forward, spends almost, not quite, except for a year or two, it's going to be most of her life will be a little fussy, and in Virgo, that Venus in Virgo would be there in the 3rd house. Analytical, critical, talking, communicative, expressive, maybe traveling, but it's thinking, learning, being valued for what one has to say. And with the Virgo rulership, with the Virgo being there, it has the Mercury rulership. So knowing astrology, having something meaningful to say that people like what you're having to say, well, that's a good thing for this Venus in the 3rd house. Sun's in the 1st house. Moon's up in the 10th. But okay, let's just go closer. And now her Venus is not afflicted. There's no bad aspects to it. You know, it's just, so And it's in this retrograde period, there's not any bad aspects that it runs into. It's going to, in its lifetime, it's going to go forward, it's going to back up. It's going to conjunct the Mars and the Pluto, which are together. And then it's going to actually come back over to Mars, Pluto, and go forward. That will be intense enough. Conjunction to Pluto wouldn't say it's the easiest of things. Everyone's a puzzle, you know, everyone has their own dynamic, their own matrix, their own puzzle. And you don't want to invade it or say, there's got to be this or got to be that. You want to tune in and say, oh, well, look, it's turning this way. It looks like it's tuning this way. And you work with the person, they'll tell you exactly what's going on. And you go, oh, well, this is probably like this. Oh, I didn't want it to turn like this. Well, then you probably have to deal with it. Venus is tricky because you can't measure, like it's a feminine planet. You can't measure the edges or it's not that specific to see. You can see the sun better, see Mercury even better, but it's the choices, they fluctuate, they change. It's such a vast element. Your satisfaction, your desires, your lusts, your relationships, what you get, what you don't get, these are all strong factors. Okay, so with the timing here, she's born 59. Venus goes retrograde in 1976. It goes forward till 1976. It moves forward 5 degrees, then it goes retrograde. So this whole period, then it goes retrograde, and then it's going to go retrograde for that 43 years. It's only going direct right now, like July 2019. It's just going direct during these classes and whatever else is going on in her life. But like, she's come back to have to, it's at the turning point of her emotional life right now, what she wants to do. So you just have to do charts, look at them, wonder about them, worry about, puzzle about the things you don't know, talk to someone about it. And if you get a chance to have a few people who you know well and you're working with their charts, even if not paying, but you can talk to them every month or two and you can take time to work with that few friends or family people, and you can take the time to work through one planet at a time. So, well, Venus, is this where you're going? And you can get to tune into these a little bit better. It's a matter of getting confidence to know that it's so. So Venus went retrograde in 76. So she's, wait, I just get this in. 76, 59, so 17 went retrograde. And it comes back to conjunct the Venus in 91. Comes back to conjunct the Venus first time in 91. So then she's back to her starting point of what she wants, 91. So at that point, from 59, 91, you're going 31, 32. So you're talking about 32 years old, conjunct with Venus, and she knows what she wants. If Venus is there, it's an affirmation of what she's doing. But then it's still retrograding back, it retrogrades back. So life goes on while this is all going on. These are all things, it's an undercurrent inside yourself about your emotional values within. You can have your career, whatever, it might not show whether you're happy or not in a relationship, or you might be happy in a relationship, it might not show whether you're happy or not in the job, or just. Okay, so then Venus will conjunct Mars in 2000, conjuncted Mars in 2006, and then Pluto in 2006. So that was the intense conjunct in 2005, 2006. So it hit the first hit of the Mars-Pluto, 2006. We don't know what it is. There's certainly a reassessment. I don't know if I want. Maybe she was working. It was something she had to work with someone she didn't want, or she wanted out, or she wanted to change what she was doing. Her wants would certainly have become disenchanted at that time. And so then it would still back up. It's still backing up until now, where it's retrograding and turning around. I just find funny we're doing your chart and talking about it just at the very time that this turnaround is happening. And this is in this time period is when she's studying her astrology.